Since we've had such a mild winter so far, you've probably noticed Colorado motorcycle riders taking advantage of the weather. It's important that we all watch out for our friends on two wheels, even as it gets cold. Jeff Kelley is an attorney with Harding and Associates, which answers our legal questions every Friday. He's also an avid motorcyclist. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Good fill-in for Phil.
Yes.
Since you ride a motorcycle, and you know, it's going to be 70 degrees this Saturday, so everybody's going to be out, despite the fact that it's December 1st. Crazy.
It really is, and Colorado is a very avid motorcycling state, so it's good to keep your eyes open for them on the road.
Yeah, definitely. I was talking to you about how sometimes I simply don't see motorcycle riders, and we're going to give a couple of tips today that may make people more aware and maybe change something. So let's talk about the equipment that a motorcycle rider must have.
Well, you know, at a minimum, helmet, gloves, boots, and that's the beginning.
Right.
High visibility gear, bright green, yellow, you'll see that from time to time, and high visibility helmets. They're also often green, modulating hyper lights, front, rear lights, so that it wakes people up to see that there's a motorcyclist stopping in front of them or coming down the road at them.
This seems very basic to me. Are there a lot of riders out there who don't have these essentials?
Well, Colorado does not require a helmet here by law, so it's up to the individual rider to decide what level of protection they're going to have for themselves. So
I'm assuming you have all those things.
yes, I would absolutely recommend that to everyone, and I certainly adhere to that.
Absolutely. Okay, so equipment only keeps you so safe. So let's talk about the mental aspects of riding.
Well, you know, that's a very important part of riding. Pilots refer to it as Sierra Alpha or situational awareness. That's keeping track of what's going on around you, the big picture, scanning left, right, looking ahead where you're going, keeping track of vehicles ahead of you who might cut you off, a vehicle that might turn left in front of you, which is a very common accident for motorcyclists, unfortunately. Looking for fixed objects that are along the side of the road, a broken down car, an emergency vehicle stopped. Constant vigilance for what's around you.
Do you feel like you have to think more when you're on your motorcycle as opposed to your car?
Well, it would be not good to be inattentive on your motorcycle. You can be inattentive driving a vehicle, and you see that all the time with people texting on the phone, eating a sandwich. If you become inattentive on a motorcycle, you're going to lose that situational awareness. So you need to maintain that and stay focused, have a clear head, ride with a clear head, not ride to clear your head.
Absolutely, yeah. You got to be smart to drive that motorcycle. All right, so the best protection that you can have, obviously, is insurance. Tell me about that.
Yes, and that's really, if you think you're ready to ride, I always, the talks I give on this is you're not ready until you have surveyed your insurance that you have. You can only protect yourself as much as you have insurance for the unknown. So we all know about liability insurance.
Yeah, we brought up some information here, so just go down the list.
Well, liability insurance protects other people, and you have to have that to have compliant with Colorado law. And $25,000, $50 per incident, $25 per person, $50 per incident is the legal minimum. What you do not have to have is, by law, uninsured motorists or medical payment coverage. But this is what we really recommend for all of our clients, particularly motorcycle riding riders would want to have UIM, because that protects you against other people that will be injuring you if you're going to have that type of an event. And that is an interesting thing that people sometimes don't consider, is the many times a motorcyclist is cut off, ridden off the road, and that driver may go on. They may not stop.
Right.
They might be impaired by alcohol, or just simply maybe didn't even know they did it. That's what we call a phantom driver. So if you have or UIM coverage, that will protect you and cover your damages in the event of a phantom driver or an under or uninsured driver.
Now, being a motorcycle rider yourself, do you find that really helps when you help people who come to the firm?
Well, those are some of the first questions that we ask, obviously. We want to know, and a motorcyclist who has an accident is likely to have quite severe injuries.
Right.
So if the other driver only has the minimum liability limits, if our client doesn't have some protection already built in as far as or medical payment is the other thing that I was going to mention, we have to get to the bottom of that immediately to find out what the amount of recovery would be available. And even if you have health insurance, that does not go to permanent injury, it doesn't go to many other damages that you can have. Whereas if you have the protection from the get-go with your own coverage, then that will be available.
Okay, thanks so much for coming in, because it is going to be warm this weekend and a lot of people have to watch out for those riders. If you have any legal questions for our attorneys at Harding & Associates, they want to hear from you. Just log on to coloradosbest.tv, look for the photo of Phil Harding and click there. And to contact Harding & Associates, their number is 303-762-9500, or you can catch them online at hlaw.org.